Welcome to You Can Do It. Today we're going to take out the bearings and oil seals for a KTM 300 rear wheel. So this has been standing for a while. I've got it off the bike. Here are just the spacers. We'll take those out. Now we've got to actually drive out this, get the seal out and then drive out the bearing. And over this side, look, I've just demonstrating here how you can use a socket on an extension bar to drive it out. But this side actually has, the disc side actually has a circlip on it. So what we'll do now, I'll just demonstrate on this side, but we'll actually start driving out the other side first. But it just shows you there how you can, you've got to try and push down that inner spacer there. You can either use a screwdriver, but that'll damage it a little bit. What's best actually, I like to use this technique, which is I put in a socket in there and then I drive it down. What I find is the easiest way to do it is just get yourself a socket with get a socket on an extension that will fit into that hole there. Which is what I did, was I slid that in there, and then what I basically did was just tap this down with the hammer here, and that's moved that down nicely. So now, if you actually have a look inside there, that's offset, which means that I can then run a socket down there and hit on the back of that bearing and drive it out, which I will do now. Okay, you can see I've got my socket down there, and that socket hits onto the inner rim of the bearing. Okay, this is the side with the sprocket that doesn't have a circlip underneath this oil seal. So what I'm going to try and do is push the bearing out and the oil seal out all in one go. So I'll put the socket on the extension, come up behind the back of that inner bearing, and try and push that out. But before I do that, I'm going to get my trusty old blowtorch and just put a bit of heat around there just to expand that aluminium a little bit, because there's only a push fit in there, and you don't want, if you do it too many times, then there's a chance that the bearing might actually spin in the case there, or they just get a bit loose and wear or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to try that now. So let me just spark up the thing, and I'll give that a good heat up. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. So that's come out. There's your your inner spacer. But yeah, the bearings come out. Bit shitty. So there's the bearing. The cap came out together. I mean, it's a bit shot, that bearing. Look. I think that must be this must be the original one, because it looks like it's been changed. But actually, that's done its job, because it's pretty tough, because it's actually worn. It's worn these. It's put like a big groove in there, so it's definitely been pretty tight on that. So I need to basically replace all these. But yeah, that was all the tool that I used to push it out. I used a socket on the back like that. Like that, look. Not drove it out. So I've done that, so I can now go on to the other side. The other side's got a circlip, so I have to be a bit more careful on that side. I have to take the oil seal out first, and then we'll drive it out. Okay, I've already got the seal out, but what I basically did was put that in there behind the seal, and then I levered the seal out. Then inside, and then we've got a circlip that sits in there. I've already taken this out. I mean, I haven't got my circuit pliers with me, so I had to make do. I used a punch to put that in and just lever out the thing, and then I have a small screwdriver here, which I then put behind the back of it, and then I can work that around, and we got the circlip out. So if you haven't got your circlip pliers with you, it's still possible to do that. You just need something to go in that eye there, which I just happen to use a punch there. Okay, so that's out. So now that bearing can be driven out the back the same way as the other one. I have to be a little bit more careful now, because the socket can spin around, move about at the back there, because there isn't actually anything to stop it drifting from one side to the other. But I'll have a go at that now. Okay, we'll just get the heat. So that should be enough, and now I'll drive that out. Okay, that came out all right. I mean, it's actually too hot to touch, because it's amazing how quickly that heat goes through there, so that's too hot for me to touch, but that's come out. That bearing's actually not too bad. It's usually always the bearing on the sprocket side that is the one that gets completely trashed, because that's got a lot more force going through it, because obviously you've got all the power going through on that side. But anyway, we'll change both these bearings and seals. So so that's basically it. You've got your bearings out now, you just get your new ones in. Yeah, and you have to just gently press them back in. I'll put that in part 2 if you want to watch me reassemble it, but you've basically got all your old ones out now, and just reverse procedure to put them back in. But obviously when you put these bearings in, if you don't watch part 2, you need to make sure that you press on this edge when you drive it in. So you need a very big socket. You put the new ones in there, and you need to drive that in. But you need to find a socket that will go over that final edge there, and you have to be very careful that you don't hit this this rubber seal. It might not look it, but this bearing is really hot still, and it's burning my fingers, but I'll bear it. So sometimes you can flick that rubber seal, seal out, and then drive it in so you don't damage it. And then you can put your do the same again with your seal, but that'll be in part 2 if you want to watch it. Otherwise, good luck, and that's how you get these things out. You have done it.